Hey everybody, welcome to the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Today, you know what today is? Today is Wednesday. And so you know what we do on Wednesdays? We do the Wednesday word on Wednesday. What happens on the Wednesday word? Let me tell you, glad you asked. Thank you for asking. I'm going to open up the dictionary and I'm going to go find a boring old word that we use all the time that we take for granted and we forget what it means. Okay, and I'm going to pull out the definition. I'm going to take a look at the etymology. We're going to see where that word came from, the derivation, and then we're going to take and then attach some ideas to it, some action ideas, so that you can take this word, see it differently now, and then plug it into your sales and your business and your life. That's what we do on the Wednesday word. This week's word is going to be very interesting, so I'm going to give you some action ideas, some ways to think about the word that you can use to actually enhance how you're selling. What? Yeah, that's right. How you're selling. So before I give you the word, I'm going to give you who sponsors the Cardone Solutions Podcast. And this week, we have two. The Cardone Solutions Podcast and the Wednesday Word this week is brought to you by the 10X Automotive Weekly. This is a live show done by my man, Jeff Bounds, and my main man, Scuba Steve Spray, talking about how to supercharge your dealership sales 10X style. To tune in for the show, it's going to be Friday, July 10th, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Head on over to grantcardonetv.com/10X Auto. Now on Friday, this Friday, July 10th, they're going to be talking about the 3 steps to become a master on the phone in the auto industry. Now, just a word for those of you, now more people now than ever are calling dealerships before they buy something. So think about this for a second. If you are in sales in any industry, has the phone become a more integral part of your business since the COVID thing started? I would imagine so. It was already an integral part of your business, but now, holy smoke, people are calling a lot more now, right? So whether you sell cars or not, I promise you, you will gain valuable knowledge that can increase your sales, increase your profitability, lower extraneous cost, and expand market share just by tightening up your phone game. If you can't learn something on this, then you just weren't watching, period. Okay. So to tune in to the 10X Automotive Weekly on Friday and learn the 3 steps to become a master on the phone, head on over to grantcardonetv.com/10X Auto, Friday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. See you there. And the second sponsor, that's right, we've got 2 this week. The second sponsor is Grant Cardone's Phones and Communications Mastery Workshop. This is going to be a live event. This is going to be at the 10X headquarters in Aventura, Florida. Would you like to work with Grant and the team to master your phone skills and discover exactly what you need to do in order to take your sales on the phone to a completely different 10X level? What's going to happen? 8 hours, script building, role play, practical application. And they're going to go deep. Okay. So for more information on that, to get tickets, to get pricing, head on over to cardonesolutions.com/phone workshop. That's cardonesolutions.com/phone workshop. Now, today's word is in sync, in perfect sync with the 2 sponsors. Today's word is process. Now, the word process or process, for those of you up in the northern hemisphere. The word process, though, it's a noun or a verb. And today we're going to focus on the noun portion of it. Let's look at a couple of these definitions. The first one, a systematic series of actions directed to some end, or a continuous action, operation, or series of changes taking place in a definite manner. Okay, so let me just say it one more time so you can just start thinking with it. Because you're right now, if you have a business, if you're in business, if people give you money in exchange for a product or a service, you're in sales, and there should be some processes in play in terms of how we do things like what? Function on the phone, how we greet somebody, how we move somebody through what? A process. So that definition one more time. A systematic series of actions directed to some end. A continuous action, operation, or series of changes taking place in a definite manner. Love that, right? Okay, so now let's pop over to the history of the word or the etymology of the word process. We see it pops up 14th century, a fact of being carried on, or when you look at the way it was used in France back then, it was a journey, a continuation, development. It was even had a legal term in terms of the trial or somebody on trial. And so if you look at the Latin roots, we have processus, which means a going forward or advance or progress. Okay. So when you look at the original Latin and Greek roots, then we have procedere. That's where it originated from, meaning to go forward or to proceed. Okay. So course of action, continuous series of actions meant to accomplish some result. That is the more modern version of process for us. So if you look at the root or the prefix pro, that means forward. And then ceed means going or go forward. Got it? So what other words are in that? Proceedings, procedure, procession, right? Okay, now the action idea. Here's what we're going to do with the word process. I mean, even the Wednesday Word has a process. It's right here, okay? Podcast flow, it's in my notes. Mic check, do the intro, right? Talk about the sponsors, okay? Give the body, and then have a call to action at the end, which we will get to. But so like, there's a process for doing the podcast. I mean, there's a process for everything, right? How you have a process, you may not be aware of it, but you probably have a process for brushing your teeth. You probably have never mind. You get it? Okay, so here's your action idea, okay? I want to talk about the sales process, right? Because that's really what this is about, right? Taking these words and plugging into your sales and your business and your life. So let's just talk about the sales process for a second. Let's just talk about, more importantly, maybe a perfect sales process. What would think about your sales process now. Is it perfect? And if you're not sure, then let's look at some of the standards or what would make a sales process perfect. And I think you could apply this in person, on the phone, in chat, email, right? So here's some things. Is it fast? Is it easy? Easy for the buyer first, and then easy and effective for the salesperson to follow. It's got to be easy for the buyer first. Your sales process needs to be customer-centric. Okay? It should be composed of and provide credible information as efficiently as the buyer can access it themselves. Ooh. Rewind one more time. The perfect sales process should be composed of and provide credible information as efficiently as the buyer can access it themselves. So think about this for a second. Have you ever been in a store and asked, hey, do you have such and such? And by the time they've come back from looking, you've already ordered it on Amazon? I've done that, Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, so think about that, okay? The perfect sales process should be fair in treating the buyer as an informed person with access to knowledge. So you must assume that they know what they're doing. Most buyers, by the time they get to you, they're over 50, if not 60, if not 70% of the way done. They've done a lot of shopping online already, and they know what's going on. And so your sales process needs to reflect that and be respectful of it. Okay. The perfect sales process should be focused on satisfying to the customer and the company by consummating a sale. The perfect sales process should consummate a sale. I mean, why are they here anyway? Why'd they call? Why'd they show up? Why'd they email? They want to buy something. So if it doesn't end in a deal, what was the point? Now, the litmus test. This is when I first heard Grant say this, and this would have been 2012 at NADA. When I first heard Grant say this, it blew my mind because I'd never thought about it like this before. So, and maybe this will be the first time you've heard it, okay? The litmus test for the perfect sales process would be, can you advertise your sales process? Can you advertise your sales process? Think about your sales process. Think about some techniques within your sales process. Would you be comfortable advertising them? So if you in your business right now, if you're experiencing things like low profits, if your customers are complaining, whether it's to you or online, Google reviews, Yelp, that it takes too long to do business with you, if there's resistance to your process right out of the gate, like when you meet somebody at the point of contact and you start getting immediate resistance from them about going with your flow, then there is something in your process that is out. So the action idea, the assignment, the homework I want to give you is this. I'd like you to write out your sales process, every little single nuance. Think about this. Like, does your sales process involve something like mirroring? Or had somebody ever at some point told you when you shake your customer's hand, pull them into you, right? Take them off balance, right? Is there anything like that, right? That you maybe feel it could be a little shady, a little bit unethical or awkward or weird. If you won't advertise it, you probably shouldn't do it. So, and then start removing those things from your sales process. And the purpose is twofold. Number one, it's to get you in ethics, but then also to compress time. Everything takes too long now. I mean, even this podcast is taking too long right now. Everything takes too long. So how can we take time out of it? How can we compress it? The faster we can go for a client, the faster they're going to do a deal. Typically, you'll find that the more money you're going to make, time is money. You save somebody time, they will pay for that, okay? The gross profit in a transaction right now is in the experience you deliver. It's in the service you provide. You are the value-added proposition. Most items in the marketplace today are commodities. You are unique. Okay, so make sure that your process makes you shine, is about making it easy for them to do business with you, and is actually of service to your client. And if that's the case, then you can totally advertise it. So what are we going to do? We're going to write out our sales process in depth. We're going to run it through the qualifiers I listed above. And then we're going to adjust accordingly, okay? And if you would like to learn ours, because we have a very, very simple 5-step customer-centric sales process, I'm happy to share it with you. I've got a great video of it. You can shoot out an email to me, david@grantcardone.com. Put in the subject, send me the sales process video, Dave, something like that, and I'll make sure you get it. And then also, if you really want to deep dive on the process part, if you'd like to get some free training on the sales process, you can actually get 2 weeks free inside Cardone University. We've got some great training on building a sales process, defining it, handling objections throughout the sales process, initiating the greeting, fact-finding, appraising, presenting, proposing, closing. It's all there for you. So, and it's totally free right now for 2 weeks. Head on over to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free for that. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, the word free. This has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast and the Wednesday Word. Speaking of value, if you've gotten some value from this, make sure that you have shared this material out into cyberspace, because if it's helping you, then I guarantee you it is helping somebody else, and they're literally waiting for you to share it so they can stumble on your tweet or your post on Facebook or your post on LinkedIn so that they can enjoy it as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so and leave me a review. If you're liking what you're getting, let me know. If you're not liking what you're getting, let me know so I can make sure that the podcast is better for you. It's for two people. It's for me because it helps reinforce what I do and what I believe, but it's also for you. So I want to make sure that if you're listening, that you're enjoying it and you're getting something out of it, okay? So thanks again for listening. Have a great rest of your week. My name's David Bradley. In the words of Grant Cardone, I'm going to leave you with this. Be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.